I'm going to show you how to make a braid using your Kumihimo braiding ring. The pattern is on page 15 of your Hoop Club book, and there are instructions in the book as well, but I'm going to go through it here. So the pattern shows you that you need 8 strands of thread in one colour and 12 strands of thread in another colour. You can choose any colour strands, you just need 2 different colours, and you need about 50 centimetres for each strand. So you're going to tie a knot, tying all your strands together, and we're going to pop this through the middle of the braiding ring. Now we're going to start to secure the threads in the braiding ring in the pattern that is shown in your booklet. So the pattern corresponds to the numbers on the braiding ring, and depending on what colours you've chosen to do your bracelet, you'll want your 8 strands of cotton colour in the yellow position and your 12 strands of cotton colour in the green position. Ignore my pattern in the background, that's not colour coded. So you just start to place your threads in the little slots and just push them through, and they will stay really secure. So all of the threads go in pairs, and each pair has a pair. So just bear that in mind as you are setting out your braiding ring. This is such an easy craft to do. The most difficult bit is setting up the ring with the correct threads in the correct order, but even that is not that difficult. Now we're ready to braid. So remember I said each pair has a pair. There will always be an even number of pairs on your braiding disc from any pattern. So your pairs work together every time you do a move. I'm just showing you here that each pair has a pair. Now we're going to start at the top, and the move that you need to remember for every time you use the Kumihimo braid, this is the only move you need to remember, is that in a pair, the top right hand thread always comes down to the bottom of the pair on the right hand side, and the bottom left hand, the bottom pair, always comes up to the top. So you've swapped those pairs, and now you're going to turn the disc anti-clockwise, and we're going to do the same again. So the top right thread comes down and the bottom left thread goes up. Then you're going to turn anti-clockwise, and the top right thread always comes down and the bottom left thread always goes up. So you just need to make sure you know what pairs are pairs and which threads you are swapping, which, as the threads move around the Kumihimo ring, is not always the easiest to tell, but you will really get into this and just do it automatically once you've done a few. So I am just going round and turning my braiding ring anti-clockwise, and then doing that one manoeuvre that you do to all the threads. The top right goes down, and the bottom left goes up. Keep pulling your threads and kind of detangling them as you go, like I'm doing here. When you want to put your project away for another day, make sure you finish with 3 strands at the bottom and 1 at the top. That way you'll always know where to pick back up again. You'll always know that it's that bottom 3 that requires finishing off. So you're finishing kind of halfway through a move, and you will see your braid start to come out through the bottom of the hoop. So I have picked this braiding ring back up again, and so I know where to start. I'm looking for the single thread, and I'm going to finish off that move and bring my thread up and just start again, bringing the top right down and the bottom left up, anti-clockwise turn, top right thread down and bottom left thread up. So you just carry on doing this until you have the length of braid that you desire, and then you take the braid off the braiding ring. You could just simply knot both ends together, but I've found a little way of doing it where I'm separating out the remaining strands into 2 sections, then plaiting each of those sides, and then forming a kind of a 3-way knot to attach my bracelet. It just means the threads are a bit less thick to be able to knot them a bit more easily. And there we have our finished wave pattern braid. A great way of using up leftover embroidery thread.